Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel, Organized with Joy. For today's video, I am here in my game room, and one of the things that I wanted to accomplish today as I deep cleaned this room is the decluttering part of deep cleaning a room. So I am just gonna go through cabinets and drawers with you and see if there's anything that I can get rid of from this room. Whenever I start this process, I'm like, am thinking just in my head, is there anything in this room that I can declutter? What is left in my house? But I already have a couple of things on my radar. So let's get into this. Actually, before we get to decluttering, I did want to mention that today's video is a Tiny Tidy Tuesday, always hosted by my friend Sunday Dawn from The Helpful Home. I will be sure to link the playlist along with Sunday's channel in my description box below if you want even more tiny tidying motivation. So now let's get to it. Okay, so I did want to mention that the shelves in this room, on both sides and the mantle, there's nothing to go through or declutter. I know that I like everything on these shelves, and we do have a lot of books, and that is because my husband would like to keep these books. Even though we don't necessarily reread them, it is something that he wants to hold on to, and since that is important to him, I am sure to allow him to keep these books. I just, as you can see, use them to style. So here, these are just movies, and then some PC DVDs or CDs. Those can all stay. This drawer is just the drawer that houses all of our batteries, and this looks good. Okay, I did want to mention, usually I am deep cleaning spaces while I'm decluttering, but this time around I'm choosing to not clean all of the inside of the cabinets and drawers. It is very time consuming, and so I decided that I won't do it this time around. I usually get to deep clean and declutter a space probably every 3 months or so. So I'm feeling like every 6 months is okay for me to go through and actually take everything out and wipe down the cabinets. So today I'm just gonna be focusing on decluttering. So next up is this cabinet, and we pretty much just have blankets and pillows in here. Yeah, I want to keep all of those. Moving on to this next drawer is just a bunch of Wii accessories. Last time I asked my son if there's anything to declutter, he said no. Like I mentioned, that was a few months ago, so I think we're good. And then this drawer, I've been debating about these coasters. We don't really use them, although I do like to have them in here for when we have guests over. What's hard about these is they're sentimental. These are some designs that my sons did when they were in elementary school. So for now, I'm gonna keep those. And then these cords, I'm gonna have to ask my husband. I feel like I asked him last time and he said we needed to keep them, but I don't remember for sure. And then this is just my used battery bag. Okay, so these are some outdoor pillows, indoor pillows, some blankets, and then this quilt with shams. I am actually going to put this in the attic space with my daughter's stuff because this is my daughter's and she wanted to keep it, but she's no longer using it. So I want to make sure it's with her stuff because we don't use this down here. I have these blankets down here. When my kids were little and they would have sleepovers, they would often sleep down here, so I just liked to have a bunch of blankets for the kids. And then if we have guests, sometimes they would sleep down here too on a blow-up mattress. So I have some sheets and blankets for that purpose. But anyway, I am just gonna relocate these. Okay, next I'm going to move to this side of the fireplace and go through all of these drawers and cabinets. And like I mentioned, everything that is up on the shelves, I either love or use, and so I'll be keeping all of that. Okay, I know that in these two drawers, there is just art projects from my children's growing up years, and I have been thinking about these things. Honestly, I need to ask my children if they would like to keep them. But I think I'm going to grab a plastic bin to kind of house them all together in the attic space with some other sentimental items. I do have all these little easels, and I used to have all of these art projects displayed. I actually had them displayed in here in the shelving units when my kids were younger, just so that they knew I was proud of their artwork. But now that they're older, they don't really care about that. And I think that I can go ahead and let go of these easels because I don't want to display these items anymore. Even though I am keeping some of the items that were stored in these drawers, I am getting rid of the easels, and now I have 2 empty drawers in this room. Okay, I know these cabinets, I probably won't get rid of anything because all of them have mostly just sentimental items. I have some scrapbooks from my childhood. I have some artwork of my children's. And then same with these are scrapbooks that I made for each of my kids with all of their artwork from when they were growing up. So I have 3 of those, 1 for each of my children. And then just more scrapbooks actually. And then these are some photo albums that my in-laws had given to us and some home movies from my husband's childhood. So all of this stuff is pretty much just sentimental items, so I'm keeping all of this. Okay, next up, this drawer. This is just a kit for cleaning our leather sofa. I'm actually gonna go ahead and move this over to the last drawer. I don't know why, closer to the sofa. And then I also have a bunch of blank DVDs. And I probably have these here because they didn't fit in a box that have DVDs in it. I'll have to look when I get down there, but for now, I will just leave those there. The drawer of book covers, yay! Actually, I think I have discussed this book cover situation multiple times on my channel. I know that I talked about it last time I was down here going through these drawers, and there were several people that suggested just letting them go if I'm not going to use them again. And I decided that enough people suggested that I would ask my husband, just because a lot of the books that we own do belong to him. I probably only own like 10 books total. Most of the rest of them are just books that he would like to keep. So I did ask him, and he said he didn't see a reason to keep these. So I am getting rid of them. I do feel hesitant just because it's weird since I still have some of these books, but I don't foresee myself putting the book cover back on. When I display them, I like to just have the book jacket off. So with that said, I am gonna go ahead and get rid of all of these book covers. Okay, like I mentioned, I'm pretty sure this is just, this is just sentimental stuff. I have VHS tapes, which because we've been married for so long and we had our children in the 90s, in the early 2000s. A lot of the home movies were on VHS tape, so I have that. I have some DVD home movies, and yes, it looks like the CD cases just wouldn't fit in here. I also have photo negatives from when we used to use a 35mm camera. And then this, y'all, I don't know why I can't let this go. This is our 2 camcorders that we used. So for now, I'm gonna hold on to that. And then this was our dog, Hope, our beagle. She passed away a few years ago. This was her collar, and this was one of her favorite toys. And then this was her baby blanket that came with her when we got her. And so I just hold on to this to remember Hope. So I'm gonna leave that in there too.
Is it already Monday? 'Cause I'm tired of the Monday. Could you just come and take my hand? Take me to a foreign land.
I think we're on the same page, and I hear what you're trying to say. What if we changed up all our plans? Don't know where to go, but we'll just pack our bags. Anywhere as long as I'm with you. Let's run away. Book a ticket one way. Let me imagine it just for a moment. Let's run away on a summer day. I'll book us a hotel room, make it an ocean view. Let's run away. Let's run away. Let's run away. 나 요즘 꿀꿀한데.
Okay friends, I am caffeinated and ready to tackle this side of the game room. So let's start up here in this cabinet.
But maybe a place that's cold so you could hold me close. Somewhere that's far from home. Let's run away.
So this vase has been something that has been on my radar for a while. I don't tend to use it, first of all because it's really heavy, but also because a lot of my surfaces are this same color of wood, and so it's hard to find places around my house where I can style it. There's limited places where I can style it. So I feel like since I'm on the fence, I need to let this go.
'Cause staying in place is hard sometimes. Maybe what I need is to fall apart.
Okay, this pot I have not used in quite a while. It does have a crack in it, but we have a pot outside that actually the previous owners left it. And my husband actually uses it just to cover up some pool equipment. So I think I'm gonna trade them out because aesthetically I like this one better than the other one. And I don't think I'm gonna actually use this to put a plant in it. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this outside.
Take it away. Let me imagine it just for a moment. Let's run away on a summer day. I'll book us a
Okay, well, this one's not as big as this one. So hopefully my husband is okay with that. If he is, then I'm gonna get rid of this one. Okay, now I'm going to be moving on to these cabinets. Okay, in that cabinet, I found these bud vases, which they were upcycled from someone who was selling items on Facebook Marketplace, and they used to just be glass, and they did this textured technique on them, and I purchased them from that artist, but the texture started peeling off, and so I thought that I would just spray paint them. I spray painted them a couple of different colors, and both of them, I don't know, I just didn't love the look of them. With that said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and let go of these bud vases. Next up, this is my dog drawer. Looks like I'm keeping some extra light bulbs for our string lights outside in here, but pretty much everything in here I can keep. I'm just gonna move these treats upstairs because we realized that it would be nice to have some treats in our bedroom. Sometimes we like to give him treats at night, so I'm gonna put those in my bedroom. Okay, next up is this cabinet that mostly houses our pool items. We have pool towels here, and then I actually have a specific pool towel for each of my children with their names embroidered on it. I did this back when they would go to camp or go to friends' houses. That way it was just really easy to find their own towel. So I think I'm gonna pull these out and put these towels in each one of their rooms. So if they wanna take this with them when they move out, they can do so. But the rest of these towels I'll just keep. It's nice to have these on hand when you have a pool in your backyard, just for guests or even for us when we are swimming. And then on this bottom shelf, I just have, this is just a towel that we use by the door to wipe our feet. And then I have some potting soil that is just to refill any of my plants that get low on soil. And then this is just a bin with pool stuff like sunscreen, pool toys, goggles, things like that. And I think everything is good, so we can keep everything that's in here. These belong to some light switch plates that I don't even have anymore. This stuff back here is for the pool. So I'm just gonna leave that because my husband is responsible for that. These belong to my husband as well. But what is this? Okay, yeah, we do not need this anymore. We don't even own this item anymore, so that can go. But I think everything else is good in there. Okay, no, this cabinet, I'm not going to like it either because I know the whole top is just pool stuff, things to take care of our pool. The reason I'm not gonna like it is because my husband doesn't always get rid of things that he's not using any longer, but I have no clue what he uses or doesn't use. Therefore, I'm just going to leave this top shelf alone. But I know on this bottom shelf, I have some family photos that used to be displayed in this room, and I really don't know what to do with them. I think I might store these with my children's artwork. There's part of me that just wants to throw these away because I'm not sure I'm ever going to display these again. But I don't feel comfortable throwing them away quite yet, so I'm gonna keep them for now. This is for our garden. We actually don't have anything growing in it right now, but I will keep it just for when we do get back to that. All this stuff is stuff for our fire pit, so I'll keep that down there. This is super random, but this is just where I put this cutting board. I don't use it very often now that my kids are older, but I do still use it sometimes. All this stuff belongs to my son, who is in college. This is mounts if he wants to put his monitors on the stand instead of attached to his desk. So I'm gonna actually move this upstairs to his room just so I have all of his stuff in one location. Actually, these things I might move up to where they're easier to grab. Okay, so here are all the things I am decluttering, and here are all the things that I just need to relocate within my home, including this quilt set. Okay friends, that is all I have for you for this Tiny Tidy Tuesday. I do hope that you found this motivational, and don't forget to check out my description box for the playlist link if you need some more tiny tidying motivation, as well as Sunday Dawn's channel, The Helpful Home. As always, I appreciate you watching this video until the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!